everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. I'm once again using the Pantone Color of the Year. It's something that I do at the beginning of every year, and I love doing it, and I'm using these colors as inspiration for card creations, and today I'm going to be making this card, and I think I've stepped it up a little bit. I didn't use those colors as the main focus, but I still used them in the creation of this card. So let's go ahead and see how I put it together. Here are the supplies I'm going to be using for today's card. I think I'm going to be using this emerald, lemon, and raspberry ink from Close to My Heart. I'm going to use the Waffle Flower A2 dies. I'm going to use this Rena K Designs stamp and die set to make my ice cream cones. And I also have some paper from Simon Says Stamp. I went ahead and splurged and I went and bought the colors that they suggested for the Pantone Color of the Year. It's a little, I'm kind of noticing that my color might not have been quite the same as what they were picking because I've used this lemon color in the previous project, and I've also been, let me grab it, I've been using this squeezed lemonade for the illuminating yellow. That's one thing about the Pantone Color of the Year is there's some like room, some wiggle room for you to kind of work with it. So this yellow seems a little more dull. It's not as saturated in my opinion as this lemon. I feel like this lemon was actually pretty close to that illuminating yellow. So anyways, I'm using some banana cardstock, and I also have some smoke cardstock, and I believe this is 100-pound cardstock. So I'm going to be using all of these today in today's project. So let's go ahead and clear these out of the way and get started. Okay, the first thing that I did is it's hard to see it because it's white on white, but I went ahead and die cut my ice cream shape, and I made a little template window so that way I would know where to line up the actual ice cream cone and ice cream, so that way it actually stamps where I want it to stamp and fits within the boundaries of the die cut whenever I go to die cut these out. So I just made a little template for myself so that way I kind of get an idea of where everything fits. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and start working on, these may not be perfect, I'm gonna be honest. I may end up like, because it looks like I didn't get it quite centered up. It looks pretty close, but it may not have gotten like perfectly centered. And I actually am gonna leave that a little splotchy. First of all, Close to My Heart inks kind of even out a little bit. And second of all, it's ice cream. It's not going to be perfectly smooth. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And I'm probably gonna move over to adding our little cone on next. And I'm gonna add that just like that. And it's actually a little, this is interesting. I thought this stamp would be lined up perfectly, but it's not. But that's okay. We're just gonna run with it and we'll see what happens. So what I've done is I've actually moved the top portion, the actual ice cream, down to the bottom corner, and now I'm gonna pick up my second half of my ice cream cone, and that means you're gonna be able to see through it because they're kind of overlapping, right? It's not perfect. It's not a perfect fit between these two, so it's gonna overlap a little bit, but that's honestly okay with me. It's a style choice and I'm gonna run with it. I don't have a brown or a cream or something more fitting for the actual ice cream part, so I'm just gonna leave this on white cardstock and I'm gonna stamp it using my VersaFine ink and just stamp it just like that. Okay, there's my first ice cream cone. I'm gonna scoot my little template over to its second position, and I'm gonna do the whole process again using a different color of ice cream ink, but still the VersaFine for the cone itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that next. Okay, there we go. I've gotten all 3 ice cream cones. I just realized it's a traffic light. Oh my gosh. I just looked down and went, wait a minute, those colors look like a traffic light, especially in this order. Dang it. Oh well, anyways, it's fine. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my template. These are sherbet colors, really, so I think these are actually scoops of sherbet. But anyways, I guess I'm ready for summer and spring and all that. Anyways, all right, said that enough. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use my template, and hopefully, cross your fingers, folks, it will work out this time where it actually cuts where I want it to cut, unlike on those speech bubbles where it kind of shifted. I don't know what happened, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out on my Gemini Junior. I actually have it set up on a little rolling TV tray next to my tabletop today, so I'm gonna go ahead and make that happen. We'll come back after I get everything die cut out. All right, I've gone ahead and die cut everything out. I have my 3 ice cream cones. I need to go back to kindergarten and learn how to count. I have all 3 ice cream cones over there in the top left corner of your screen. I also went ahead and die cut my 2 cardstock colors, the smoke and the banana, using the A2 size, where are they? They're behind me. I used the A2 size waffle flower layers die. I used the largest one and then the second largest one in here, because I'm kind of creating like a frame with these. So I'm gonna layer them up on top of each other, so that way there's a little lip of gray just sticking out, and then the rest of the card is mostly yellow. I'm gonna be putting them down onto Neenah Solar White 110-pound cardstock. So I'm gonna go ahead and layer these up, and we'll do a little more stamping after I get it all layered up. All right, I kind of futzed around with placement, and at first I had all 3 ice cream cones on the same kind of level and placement all across the center there, and my greeting just didn't quite fit. It was a little too small for that, or the greeting was too big, the area was too small, because the ice cream cone right on top of it would have been impeding it. So I went ahead and did a diagonal pattern, and I think this is gonna work out a whole lot better. Now I was thinking about colors. I haven't actually put these ice cream cones down just yet, but I was thinking about colors for what I wanted the color to be, because if you stamp on yellow cardstock, it's not like if you stamp a color, it's not going to be the same color because it actually gets changed by the yellow. So if I was to stamp like a blue down, which I wouldn't do because I haven't brought any blue into this card, it would end up changing to green. So I'm just going to use my VersaFine black ink again to stamp down here in the lower right corner, "Have a sweet birthday." And I think I need to hit that one more time just to make sure that it is as dark as it will get, because it looks like birthday just didn't quite end up stamping all the way. All right, next up we're gonna add some foam adhesive. If you've been with my channel long enough, you remember at the very start I was so against foam adhesive. I don't know why. I just didn't like using it. But now I find myself reaching for it more and more frequently, and I'm glad that I've had this large amount of it just hanging around, because it's been very useful lately. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some foam adhesive on all the backs of these, and we'll move on to our next step. No matter how hard I try to make the perfect card, I always get spacings off, or my borders are not straight, or whatever happens. But again, nobody is gonna be the card police, and I promise you, your recipient is gonna love it, even if it's a little crooked. Thanks for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm making it my goal in 2021 to hit 100,000 subscribers, but I need your help to make that happen. Take a moment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then don't forget to check out the other great videos that I have here on my channel. Also, share this video with your friends and tell them to come check out the Off Kilter Crafter.